This is not an easy job, especially when you just got through 1,000 thoughts going through your mind, and oh, by the way, you got to speak without getting choked up about 4 guys you really care about. And I couldn't say more about them other than this. They've represented Butler in every way that you want to be represented. On the court, off the court, in the classroom. And it's resulted in 107 victories for the 3 seniors, over 70% winning percentage for Robbie, which gets all 4 of those guys on our wall in our locker room, which is really important to everybody that plays here. And of course, 2 Final Fours and 1 banner not yet filled out. I'm going to go quick through this. If you could write a book with 4 chapters on it on leadership, you'd pick these 4 guys. And I'd start with down here, Chase Stigall. It's easy to be the guy that plays all the time. It's almost as easy to be the guy that doesn't play as much early and then plays a lot late in his career. But it's hard to be the guy that times fluctuate no matter what the year. But I know this, every single one of us in here, and me most of all, believe that Chase Stigall is a great Rattler basketball player, one of the all-time winningest players here. Next time you hear somebody throw around the phrase servant leader, everybody needs to take a second to think about Chase. Because again, it's hard to do that. It's even harder to genuinely be a great teammate every single day. Each student teaches during the day, and then he comes to practice dead tired, has to sit down with his feet up, and gets through every single one of them. I'm not sure how, after teaching kids all day, which I think this is hard with 14 of these guys. But he's been remarkable. I can't thank him enough. When you write the chapter on Emerson, you write it on the calming influence. You write it on the guy who has the best pulse in the locker room of where the team's temperature is and isn't afraid to share it with them and isn't afraid to tell us what he thinks we can do better. And it is incredible the impact he had. I shared it a couple weeks ago on my weekly radio show. His leadership in our locker room would be unquestioned by every single person that's been through here, because every day he brings the same demeanor, the same even keelness, and the same desire to make everybody else better. And I'll say this, we keep plus minus. My gosh, the rest of us were +1 today. You were +4 today. You did a great job. Then you move on to Rodney, and Rodney's a unique situation because he's only here 1 year. And actually, he's been here 2, but he can only play 1. And I won't go into our conversations as he was choosing a school, but he has done everything in his power to maximize that 1 year. And if you wrote the chapter of leadership on Rodney, without question, and lead by example. You have 2 shooting machines that we purchased in May that have collected over 100,000 shots each. He is in here all the time, to the point where he wants me to shut up so he can come back and shoot. Is that right? And lastly, Andrew. And I think this is... Chase's situation. Andrew is a changed leader. When he got to Butler, the first 2 games he had to play were Davidson on this floor and at Northwestern. I don't think I've ever seen a freshman's head spin faster than Andrew Smith's. But he got it together. He got it together, and he's turned into one of the great centers ever to play at Butler. And I think it's hard to be the only freshman with 14 upperclassmen, but you do learn something. And what he learned from the Matt Howards of the world, the guys before him in his position, the guys before him, Garrett Butcher and Ron Nord, who I saw standing over there, others before him, he learned that as a senior, whether it's in your personality or not, you have to be vocal. And you have to bring out the best of your teammates. You have to have a contagious personality. And he has not only done that, he is by far, every time I walk in the gym, in fact, I'll share this with you in Maui it was loud. You could hear the music. It was only 2,400 seats. I was upstairs in our locker room, and I could hear Andrew during warm-ups. As a coach, you know he's engaged, which means our team's engaged, which means we got a shot. Thank you, Andrew. Going to make them speak. They probably didn't plan it, but I'm sure they can get on YouTube or behind the media, in the media room or whatever the case may be. But I know on behalf of all of us, coaches, players over here that are younger, we had some great younger players step up today on the bench and on the court. Athletic department staff, personnel, and all of Butler University, this is one of my most memorable years ever in Hinkle Fieldhouse, because of the way that you made it on every home game. We appreciate it. Thank you for coming. Have a great night.